You have tried everything like pitching, cold calling, creating content, long form video, short form video, but still not able to book at least 3 to 5 sales calls each day. That's the exact problem with you, and you don't want to spend a lot of money on ads and other stuff like automation, these kind of things. So, in the next 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, I'm just gonna walk you down infrastructure, a system that I am using currently in my agency, and I used to use it when I started out creating agency and creating our content, which helped me gain my first $10,000 a month. So the system that guarantees you 3 to 5 sales calls a day is the exact system that I used to use a year or two before when I was scaling my agency from $0 to $10,000. So the main thing in this system is that you didn't even require any kind of ad spend, not even so much time creating a funnel. Because whenever you guys try content creation and these kind of things, these things actually take a longer period, like at least 3 to 4 months if you want to go with the content creation funnel. But this exact system can get you results within 3 days if you do it the exact way I'm going to tell you in the video. So you guys might be thinking why you guys should listen me. So hey, my name is Naman and I am running a marketing agency named Roam, where we have already generated thousands of dollars each month. And how exactly we are able to do that is what we do. We create a systematic program where we will be creating a systematic funnel for your exact business, which will be lending you sales calls each month, and we are always with a guarantee of these sales calls. So if you want the exact for you can just click on the link below in the description and book a free meeting with me or my team. Before we hop into this strategy, let me tell you this is an LinkedIn strategy where we'll be using LinkedIn for outreaching to other prospects and getting on meets done. And you guys must be thinking, hey Raman, I have already tried LinkedIn, Instagram, but these things literally didn't work. Because the major thing is on which platform you're actually reaching out to the person. Because if we talk about Instagram, Facebook, and these kind of platform, actually these platforms are entertainment platforms. Whenever a person is on Instagram and Facebook, he or she is not deliberately thinking about that someone is gonna outreach to me about my business or kind of stuff. Because the reason why I am on Instagram is for chill, like it's an entertainment period. I am up here for entertainment. So that's why the ROI on these platforms are extremely low, because of being an entertainment platform. Whereas if we talk about a business platform, which is LinkedIn, here when a person is coming up on LinkedIn, he already have one thing in his mind. At back of his mind, he's already know that I am up here for business. I am up here to hire people. I am up here to get on jobs. That's why the ROI on these is extremely high these days. And how exactly you can leverage LinkedIn is just by sending cold DMs to the person. And you guys must be saying, like, I have already tried cold DMing, cold calling, but these things didn't work out. How exactly this will work out is it totally depends on the script that you're using for outreaching. Let me tell you the script that I personally used when I was just starting out. Let me show you the major mistake that most of the people make while reaching out on LinkedIn. The script that they use is something like, hey John, I can help you get more leads, meetings booked up into your Google Calendar, and the good ROI. Sounds great. Drop me a message and let's connect. Like, if you have a look at this message, what are the major thing that I'm talking about? I am talking to someone named John, and I am talking to him for the first time in my life. And what I'm talking about is me myself. Like, I'm just telling him what I can do, what I have leveraged up, and all the things about me. And really tell me, will someone named John or anyone in the market will be loving to learn about you when he's meeting you for the first time? Now, talking about this message, it's totally garbage, because you are just talking about yourself, that what you can provide, and nobody's interested in listening you. So what instead you need to do is make messages something like this. Hey John, you don't need more calls, you need more qualified ones, the kind who already respect your work. There's a model for that. Let me show you how it works. This is the exact script that my team is using on LinkedIn to target business consultants, coaches, and coach consultants. Like, the exact script we are using, and why this is working is simple. I am talking about their problem in the first sentence. You don't need more calls. You need more qualified ones. I'm talking about the problem as well as I'm giving the solution in the first slide. So you always need to make sure you're giving the problem and solution in the first slide. And at the third line, I can say there is a model for that. Like, I have already prepared something which can help you with that. And now what I'm saying, if you really want that's it's something you're struggling with, just send me a message and I will send you the whole thing. Now, in this message, the main thing is I'm showing the person that I'm already having all the things ready with me. And if you really face a problem with that, just give me a message. And here are the screenshot. Like you can see, people are literally telling me that yes, we are having that problem. So that the difference that you store in the first message where you are just talking about yourself. In the second, where you are just telling the person that these are the exact problems that you are currently facing and how I can solve all those problems. Because the secret over here is people don't buy services. No one is there on LinkedIn to buy your services. They are there to buy the solution for their problems. Nobody cares what you are offering. They just care how you can solve their exact problem. And still, if you are having any kind of problem creating those messages and all these scripts, you can just book a meeting below from the description and have a one on one meet with me, which is totally free and I can really help you with all these things. Now, let me take you to the technical aspect of this strategy that we are going to use because when we are doing cold outreach, it's totally about the number, the volume that we are using to target. Like, that's simple. If you are targeting 200 people and getting 5 responses, just double it down. Target 400 a day and you are getting 10 responses. That's exactly how you can increase your revenue. So what you need to do is before we start on each person at least needs to get 4 LinkedIn accounts. You need to get 4 LinkedIn accounts. It can be any 4 LinkedIn, but you need to make sure all these 4 LinkedIn accounts are at least 2 months old so that they have a reliability, they have a profile picture, they have a at least a post on them, and they have a cover too. Like the cover page, we always lose the cover page. They should at least have a cover page of your company. What else you need to do is set up 4 LinkedIn accounts, make sure all the 4 things mentioned above are there. And now you need to get Sales Navigator on all the 4 of them. Now, and you guys now must be thinking, hey, Naman, on the start you told us like you need to spend $0 on each, and now you are saying us to buy 4 Sales Navigator, which sums up to be like 40,000 rupees. Now for this also I have a loophole where you can just get on Sales Navigator free for 2 months and just at a cost of like 8 rupees per account. Now if you want to know about that exact strategy, you can just book up a meeting with me from the description and you will be getting the exact strategy that we use to leverage so many accounts just for free. Talking about the numbers, you can send 200 connection requests per week and 50 email messages per account. One of the major thing is you can send three type of messages on LinkedIn. First is a connection request, second one is an email, and third one is a credit email. Where is the difference between a credit email and an email is emails are the ones that you will be using when you are sending a message to a premium account, like the one who is already using LinkedIn Premium. You can send them a message for free. If both of the accounts are having LinkedIn Premium, you can have a connection just for free. But if you are sending a message to someone who is not having LinkedIn Premium, you have to use a credit. And LinkedIn only gives you 50 credits each month. So these are just like a gold coins to us that we need to use exactly at the points where we are seeing the leverage most. Now the difference between all these is connection request is one of the message where you just telling the other person that I will love to have a connection with you, where you are just sending a short message to that person. Now, in-mail credits, credit. Now, credit in-mails, these are just like diamond coins for us. These are just like diamonds for us. Like, as in a game, we are having a few diamonds which we can leverage to target specific person. Like, same happens over here. LinkedIn allows you to send email message to those only who when you both persons are having LinkedIn Premium. Like the person that you are sending to message is also having a premium and you also have a premium, then you can send them a message for free. But if the person you are sending a messages doesn't have LinkedIn Premium and you are having a LinkedIn Premium, it will cost you a credit each time you send a message to these kind of person. So you have to be very picky when while sending credit emails because you just have 50 messages for a whole month. So now you must be saying like we are done with the script, we know the strategy that we have to use, and we know the number game that we have to play on LinkedIn. Now, if you're doing the whole thing with 4 accounts a day, Like you're using 4 LinkedIn accounts to send at least 10 to 15 connections a day and 30 email messages, which comes up to be like 120 email messages a day, and at least like 50 connections a day. If you want to do it the right way, send at least 50 connections a day and 120 messages a day. Now, how much of those 120 messages do you really think people will reply to you? Let me tell you what really is going to happen. At least out of these persons, like 10 to 15 persons will give you a reply. Out of those, 7 will be just neglect and say, no, I'm not interested in your services. And out of those, the remaining 7 will say, yes, we can hop on a meet. I would love to know what your services are. And out of these 7 people, you just need to send your Calendarly link to them, and boom, you are having 3 to 5 meetings each day in your accounts. That's the exact calculation I used when I was leveraging out the thing. After that, the major one of the thing is the targeting, like the who person we are going to target. So in my case, whom I am targeting is coaches and consultants. So I am targeting coaches and consultants. For them, I have created a personalized lead filter. Like I'm using this personalized leads to target them. Like how I created them is open up your LinkedIn, and go to the sales navigator once you have purchased that. And if you are still thinking like, how can I get the sales navigator which worth 10K a month for just 2 to 3 rupees a month? Just book up a meeting with me from the link down below, and I can easily tell you the exact way I use to leverage it. Whenever you open a LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you just need to go to the leads filter from the messages, and this kind of infrastructure will be open in front of you. From this interface, you need to keep in mind two things. Majorly, you need to exclude all my save accounts as well as all my save leads, as well as you need to exclude messaged and view profile, because we don't want that each time I'm texting the same person, or it's always like I'm just spamming a same message into a save account. For that, I just need to exclude these two in always. Keep this thing as a permanent that you need to exclude. And secondly, whenever you come on the LinkedIn, always turn on post on LinkedIn, because we don't want someone who has just created a LinkedIn account as is not active much on that. We want someone who have at least did at least one post in the past 1 week. Like in 7 days, that person must have a post. Then only we can tell that this person is really active on LinkedIn and it is worth sending a message. Second, we have current job titles. Here you need to add the person, the field that you're targeting, who should be the person, because we always need to message the person who is the decision maker. Like if you're, let me tell you, if you are targeting a restaurant and you're just sending a message to the waiter, it's not going to work, buddy. Let's see, the waiter come on a call with you, but he's not the one who's going to make the decision. That's why you should always target, like if we take an example of restaurant, you should always target a manager or the owner of the restaurant. That's what we are doing here. I am targeting coaches, head coaches, counselors, consultants, senior consultants, business counselors, and sales consultants. These are the people like I want to target right now, because I'm targeting coaches and consultants. I don't want to target any kind of janitor or someone who is into that business but not at a place where he can make the decision. Or what I can add over here is like I can add CEOs, CMOs, and I can add like marketing heads as well as like other people who are at a position of making the decision. Like we want someone who is at a position of making the decision and so that they can pay us. After that, we come to geography. Like here you need to target the place where you want that person from. Most probably I'm using US and UK because like it's easier over there. Like English is similar and all the things are good. And like USD, the value of USD is also currently like 87 point something. That's why it works great. At the last, you come to the profile language. Like what profile language should that person be opting? Now in this, I'm going up with English, because most of the people, like if you targeting any kind of people, you should always target person who is preferred toward English, so that it's better for both of you. So once you have created this whole lead filter, you can just need to save this up and keep in mind that you need to target those only people who have a profile picture on LinkedIn. Secondly, who have post something within the past 7 days. These are the two major metrics that you need to keep in mind. Thirdly, if that person is not having LinkedIn Premium, then you are going to use a LinkedIn credit, which you only have 50 per month. So this time you have to be over, like you this time you have to be very serious while sending a message. Like you should send a message something like to only that person who have like at least post something in the last 3 days, having a good DP, having a good bio and everything, whom you really find like sending this person as a message is worth using a credit. And start, you need to keep in mind that LinkedIn observes your account. Like the algorithm of LinkedIn always observes the account. You need to make sure that your messages are not getting spam. Need to make sure that you're not doing any kind of bot activity. You need to make sure one of the thing is the accounts you are using are just logged in max to max 2 devices, because you don't want your same account to be logged in at 10 places, and then each time you try to open that account that verification things pops up, because LinkedIn thinks this single account is using 10 IP addresses. Why the hell? Because LinkedIn don't prefer any kind of bot activity. LinkedIn is a business platform, but it's not an outreach platform. Once you are just starting out, just send like 15 messages a day in mails and like 5 to 7 connections for the first 3 days. Once you have done this landmark, now your accounts are a bit warmed up. Now you can hope on like 30 emails a day and 10 connection requests each day. So simply, if you're using 4 accounts, it's 120 emails, 40 to 80 connections, I can say, because that totally depends on you how many connections you want to send. Now these at least comes up to be like, now these will at least give you 3 to 5 meetings guaranteed each day. It's 100% guarantee if you're doing everything right. Your scripts are great. You're talking about the problem first, then giving the solution, then telling the person that I already have built infrastructure that you can use when we come on a meet. Now, the second major thing, like whenever you send an email message, there is a subject line that will be showed to that person. Don't need to use a fancy subject line. What you do is, like I've seen people using a subject line with so many exclamation marks and something like, hey, John, you need to have a look at this. Hey, blah, blah, blah. Keep in mind, this is a business platform. You need to be professional. Just send a simple line, their name. I would love to learn more about you. That's it. Best line ever. Hey, John, just the name, John, in all caps. I would love to learn more about you. That's it. Nothing else. No symbols, no emojis, just a simple professional language. Always keep in mind whenever you use LinkedIn and these kind of things, your language profile language should be absolutely professional. No emojis, nothing, just a professional language. Fourth step comes over here as follow-ups. Once you have sent the message to the person and he replied you back, you send the Calendly like, now whatever, like now what if he ghosts you? Now is the main game where you have to send him follow-up messages, and how it should go. Like the initial start day of your outreach, after the 3 days, once you have sent the Calendly link and the person is not replying you back, you just send him, hey, had a chance to yet scheduled. Just simple question. Still no reply on the 7th day. No pressure, just checking it. Just really, it should look like you're not just begging for that meet. It's just that you're just concerned about them. That I really have something which can help you. And same ways you need to do follow the follow-up cycle. And I'm just telling you, if you are just getting a conversion rate of 10%, this follow-up game will take your conversion rate to at least 25%. Here's a flow about the follow-up. You will get this PDF into the description box. You can just check it all over there. And still, if someone of you, like any kind of agency owner or business owner, is still feeling like, hey, Naman, doing all this is hectic for me. Like, I don't have so much time to spend it. Don't worry, guys. We have a performance based model as well, where my team and I will do the whole work for you. And we will only charge you a section. Like, once you are getting on meet, for each meet, we will be charging you X amount. Nothing else. No retainer fee, nothing. If you are getting like 10 meets a month, we help you get 10 meets a month, you will just say pay us 10x, nothing else. It's a flat fee per meet that my team will be booking for you. And if you're really interested into that thing to scale up your business so that you can just focus on sales part and the leads part is done by someone else, just feel free to book a meeting from the description. Now, this was the whole infrastructure of the LinkedIn that I was telling you. That's the exact steps that I used to gain like my first $10,000 a month. That was exactly what I was doing 2 years prior this. So let me tell you a big thing about me. Like when I just started out my agency, I had zero connections, zero reputation, and zero budget for ads. because I was just a 16-year-old kid who was just trying to get some money out of the internet. Now that was the time when I came across LinkedIn system due from my mentor, and he told me everything. In my first month as a beginner, I was able to book 47 meetings. In my second month, I booked 63 meetings just by doing this all by my own. And by month 3, I had hired someone to help me handle all the calls. Like I was doing so much of meetings each month. Like you already think if you're going on 47 meets a month, what's the probability of that you will get one close? Like, not more, just one close paying you $2,000 a month. And like, once you have the cash collected in, just you can invest that in ads. And to the till day, I'm still using a LinkedIn system. Like, the workflow of my agency is like 50% of the leads comes from my ads, 30% come from LinkedIn, and rest 20% come from my YouTube, Instagram, and all these kind of funnels, because still 30% is a larger area where I am just spending like a penny of the ads that I'm spending on. But still, I prefer going with the LinkedIn's outreach system because this is something which really helps as a beginner. And still, I'm saying it back. If you still feel something kind of off in this script, that here when I understood everything, but still it feels hard to start, my brother, feel free to book up a meet down below. Like I will come on a meet with you. I personally come on a meet with you for 30 minutes. I will listen up to your problem. I will give you a damn great solution about that because I was extremely at the stage where you are currently. So that's why I really want to help you guys. That's for today. Like once, if you still, I'm gonna say, if you still feel something to be shared with me, just book up a meeting with the below and everything are down there in the description. Bye.